Have you ever thought about starting a YouTube channel, or has someone told you you should? Maybe you even pitched it to a team or to yourself. You got the nods, you made a little plan, and then priorities shifted, right? And it got pushed to next quarter, next year, again. Or maybe you, like me, did start a YouTube channel, posted a few videos, waited for the algorithm to notice you, and then quietly let it fade out when it didn't. Either way, you're here today, whether you're watching this live, watching this on YouTube as a replay, or listening to this, which means part of you still believes that YouTube is worth doing. And you are right. YouTube is still one of the most powerful platforms your team can be on. Long shelf life, massive reach, and content that works while you sleep, sort of. But none of that matters if you can't figure out how to make it work with a small team and a real but small budget. So today we're going to fix that. We're going to let you walk away with a plan, with an understanding of what you need to be successful at YouTube. Not inspiration, but kind of like a system that you can take back to your team and start using. My guest, Andrii, is eagerly waiting to take the stage in just a minute. This is Strategy Talks. We'll be right back.
Let's strategize together. Let's hear it from an expert. Join the conversation, it's informative and free. You and me, let's talk some strategy. Now here's your host, Morin-van.
Hello, everybody. We are live with another episode of Strategy Talks. We're live on YouTube, on Facebook, and on LinkedIn. If you're here live, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm very excited to be here and to talk YouTube today. We have talked about YouTube before on Strategy Talks, but it's been quite a while. So I'm very excited to talk about this platform and to learn more. And specifically for those of us who have a YouTube channel, I think millions, lots of people, but we're not moving the needle with what we're doing, whether we let it go or we're adding videos and they're not being picked up by the algorithm. There's all kinds of issues with that. So we're going to talk to our expert, Andrii, in just a second. But I want to make sure that all of you feel that you are welcome here, especially those of you who listen to Strategy Talks as a podcast. So welcome, everybody. And now I'm going to introduce you to my new friend, Andrii. How are you today?
Hello, Doreen. Thanks for invitation. I'm good. So far, so good. Day is rolling. Ready to share.
That's awesome. Well, you were just sharing backstage. You're Ukrainian, but you're in Poland. I think you're my first guest live from Poland. So last year, it was the year of the international experts, and I had people from a lot of different countries, but we haven't had anybody from either Ukraine or Poland. So how about we have you do both and claim both? I think that would be wonderful. So Andrii, I'm just going to start right now. What's the biggest mistake somebody makes when they try to start a YouTube channel? What is the mistake? What is one thing that everybody gets wrong?
They have broken expectations because of the publicity. They're looking on the Jimmy Donaldson, on the Diary of a CEO and saying, hey, I can repeat it in 12 months. You can't. You can't. Because you don't see what is inside, and you are trying to compare yourself where you are starting on the day zero with someone who is already in a game for 5 years, 6, 7 years, thousands of mistakes, thousands of changes, iterations, pivots, experimentation. And you're thinking just because they are publicly presented the number of subscribers, the number of views, and you're starting to think, hey, I can do just the same and get the same results. You can't.
All right. I love that. Let's unpack that for a second. So I've literally had this happen with a client who said, I want to make my YouTube channel like this famous person, and try to reverse engineer that and say, well, they must be doing this and these kind of videos. But what you're saying is you really can't. You don't know what their team was like. You don't know their budget. You don't know their production. You don't know the pivots, all of these things, all of these resources. And I love that for you for calling that out, because I think that is one of the biggest mistakes that we make. I think the other one is that people don't have a clear goal or a vision of what they want their YouTube channel to be. So, for example, Andrii, what is a good reason to start a YouTube channel?
It's a plenty of reasons. Like, mainly, basically, you can pick up either one road or second one. The first one, you want to make it solemnly business one, as a marketing arm for your new company, as a marketing arm of your existing company when you're selling products, services, digital products, whatever you already have and you're selling it. This is the one way to approach your YouTube presence and how you're building this media empire. Second one, you want it for yourself, to share, to get connections, to quit your 9-to-5 job and enjoy the freedom, but it's a lot of job behind it, beneath it. So you need to be, first of all, like, faithful with yourself and clear with yourself. You kind of can mix it up, but from the beginning, you'd better to answer to yourself clearly what you really want from YouTube.
So you either going to go, I have a passion project, I want to talk about caring for cats, or I want to show people how to change tires and auto care mechanic because I love doing that and I love sharing that. Or you're going to go with, I have a business, I want to enhance what I'm doing in the business. Say you're a marketer like me. I want to start educating people to draw people to my channel so I can sell my services, my products. Is that correct?
Yeah, it is correct, with one more addition. Like, if I want just to share how to change tire, totally fine. It can be your pet project, it can be passion, hobby, whatever. You also can do it if you have a service station for the cars. And for example, in this case, you can like, hey, we are changing tires exclusively for Fords or for Teslas. And we are like the best in this niche. Nobody changing tires as we are, because we are made it 1 million times. And this is your trust and credibility from the potential clients.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So that's a good reason to start. So what does it look like ready to launch? So I know we want to give practical advice, right? So ready to launch a YouTube channel. There's a lot of stuff going behind the scenes. We kind of were talking about it in the green room, all the things that we need to do that. But in order to be ready to launch, and I'm not even talking about, maybe I'm talking about the video production part of it, but there's a lot of pieces to the puzzle that have to be there. And I think we kind of were talking about strategy. Can we have that conversation?
It's a good question. Like, okay, I'm gonna play for both teams right now.
Yeah.
Team number one, yeah, you do need to launch and then figure out the things in a progress on the road. Like, hey, here I created a brand new channel, and it's gonna take like 15 minutes. You can create the new channel really fast and easy. But then the next list of tasks appeared, like how to brand it, which content should you upload, which target audience you need to target with your videos, which pain points you're about to cover and to fulfill by your videos. You can either figure it out on the go, but it's gonna be cost you some time, money, and pain nights when you are like in a nightmare of what should I do next, everything not working as I wanted. Or you can invest a little bit of your time before creating the channel an official launch. Create a soft launch where you at least prepared and answered all these questions like, hey, I'm about to go public. With what? with which product, because your videos is a media product. With which product I'm about to be online? Who is my target audience / viewers? Because your viewers, it's your potential leads for future sales. You'd better to know it before you publish in your first video. In this case, it's going to be for you a little bit easier.
Yeah, I love that. And that's really what I teach as a content strategist when I do like a social media strategy. When I work with clients, I always say we got to do the strategy plan first. That's a project, 4 to 6 weeks. Let's get a strategy plan, and then we'll start creating content and pushing it out to social. So it's the same thing you're saying to us, which makes total sense. That's what you need to do for YouTube. And I'm not putting 4 to 6 weeks in your mouth. I know that's what I do with content for like a social media marketing strategy. But there's a lead up time where you figure out all those stuff and answer all those questions and set it up correct. How long does it usually take you to launch?
I'd like not to talk in terms of a time, but in terms of videos.
Okay.
Just in terms like if you are a business and you are running some business already, it's easier for you. You already know your niche, I hope. At least I wish you know your ICPs, your target audience, their pain points, why they are buying from you, what is the average payoff for you for per product or per service. So at least you have something to work with. There is another problem for businesses. They think that going online, just being on camera in a frame and just talking, hey, we are awesome, we are the best, this is enough to get the first views, the first clients. This is wrong. The offer on the YouTube is huge, and you are competing not with just your competitors online. You are competing with the whole YouTube in every piece of time when someone is open the homepage of the YouTube. Everything competing for your attention. So you need to stand out, even as a business. And here is not the question like what to say. It is a question how to present your expertise and your value to potential viewers. This is the case of the business. If we're talking of a personal case, for example, I am starting my YouTube channel of whatever I want tomorrow. There is an amount of videos. Let's assume that I didn't record anything in my entire life before today, and I'm going to YouTube tomorrow. It's around 100, 150 bad videos before I start as a creator to figure it out like, hey, this is not working. Hey, I don't like to talk about these topics. I don't like to behave on a camera in this fashion. I need to change this, that, piece here, a little bit of there. In a 100, 150 videos, I can work out my own style and my own shape, name it as you want.
That's a lot of videos, but you know what? That makes a lot of sense. Go ahead. What are you going to say?
And there is a practical life hack how to reduce the amount of time invested. You still can do it. First, switch 150 videos from long videos to the shorts, at least verticals. It's under 1 minute. You still can use them to get the feedback from the reality, from the outer world. They're gonna provide you the results of these bad videos, gonna provide you with how many views you get, what is the average retention on your bad shorts. So at least it's not gonna be so costly to you. Right. And the second tip for you, steal, mix and copy from the best. You're not supposed to become the second Mr. Beast, but steal from the best. Steal what is inspiring you. In these terms, you're gonna faster find out what do you like, and you wanted to keep it to yourself, and what totally not yours. So get rid of it and move on.
All right. So I love that. So the first tip is, guys, if you want to make, you need to make 100 videos, make them vertical and make them a minute videos, because that's a lot less time than making 15 or 30-minute videos and then finding out all the stuff you have to change. And then the second, steal for inspiration for everything that everybody does. And that makes a lot of sense too, because you know personally what stops the scroll for you, whether that's on LinkedIn or YouTube or Facebook. You know what stops the scroll, what you like, what grabs attention. And it's usually the big people, whether that's an angle or, you know, a certain format, right? There's something that catches your eye. So I love that. Andrii, I made about 150 videos in 4 months 2 years ago when LinkedIn was pushing vertical video. And I had huge success on LinkedIn with it. Now that was the last time I really pushed YouTube. And I'm straight here, guys, with everybody. Like, I want to do more on YouTube. And I haven't. So one of the reasons Andrii's on here, because I want to learn just as much as all of you who are listening and watching. So I put those videos on there, but they didn't do as well as they did on LinkedIn, obviously, because they were made for LinkedIn. I'm thinking, is that an assumption that's wrong? Was there other things at play? Because it was my talking head. It was talking to my ICP. They just didn't do as well on YouTube. I'm just wondering if you have to specifically make content for YouTube, or if repurposed content can do okay too.
It's kind of a right question. If you have limited resources, as everyone around us are, you can and should use repurpose. Repurposing is at least something to be presented all at once everywhere, let's say it like that. Meanwhile, if you have a little bit more resources, you'd better to focus and to produce specific content for specific platform standalone. Another approach, you should and can hire someone who is responsible, like one person per one platform. I've seen a lot of businesses looking for magic Indian god of Shiva with the 6 hands to manage like Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, and also write the texts for the, newsletter. It's not working this way. Right. You still can get results, and you're gonna grow slower, worse than you could, but the right starting point from you, like cut off all unnecessary and focus on one platform. Pick to yourself where is your main audience. Spoiler, there is around 2 billion people monthly on YouTube. All of your recipes here, you just not yet connected to them. So better to start somewhere. Do not make yourself too thin all around. It's not gonna be merciful to your resources and mental health.
Yeah, I like that. That's kind of what I tell my clients, like do 1 or 2 platforms really good, do it really well. And then once that's moving and you have a system, then you consider adding the next platform. So that makes a lot of sense. So let's get practical. So you say it takes time. You need to have a strategy, a soft launch. You're ready to go. What does it take to produce, or let's start with the first question. Is there a perfect cadence? How often should you post a video to YouTube? What do you recommend? If somebody comes to you and says, I have a small team, my resources are limited, I want to move the needle for YouTube. I don't need to be Mr. Beast tomorrow. I'm going to invest for a year. How often should we produce a video? What should we do? Let's do some real world solutions to say that problem, because I think quite a few of us are there.
Okay, so there is 2 questions. First of all, what should you do and how often? What should you do? Let's think that either you're a person or you're a business person who is promoting your own business. Whatever niche you are picking, there are 100 frequently asked questions in this niche. Petting cats, changing tires, selling water, launching skyrockets, whatever. There is often repeated questions like how, where, how much, what is the main problem, how I'm solving this, how I'm solving that. List all of these first 100 questions and turn them into the videos. 1 question, 1 video answer. Please, 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 please don't be video Wikipedia. People don't like just the facts. They need your own intellectual property as your point of view, as your connection of all your life experience, expertise, past, and your values. Mix it everything up into one video. We are talking about the vertical ones, the shorts,
Yeah.
and create 100 videos. For the first batch, for example, you are starting to launch. For the first batch, let's say record first 10, 15 videos, just to test yourself in front of the camera. And now this is the second question. How often? The right question is how you can input creating video in your daily routines as a toothbrushing. If you're saying you're about to invest it in a year, so in these terms, content creation gonna become your new habit. Usual daily operations, like maybe not daily, but at least weekly. You need to invest your time as like, I don't know, as a sleeping or an eating or exercising. You need to keep it into your schedule weekly. So do not publish 10 videos per day. You're not gonna sustain in this schedule for long. You're gonna burn out.
Yeah.
You're gonna say it's not working.
Yeah.
God damn it, YouTube, I don't wanna work for you anymore.
Right.
Be soft to yourself, be kind to yourself. Try to keep it lifelong habit of yourself. So in terms how often? Usually YouTube need around 90 days to learn the new channel and the new content, like what you're talking about, for whom, who is your possible target audience. So you need at least 3 months
Okay.
to find out the match between your new published content and a potential viewer. How often you're gonna post during these first 3 months, up to you.
Okay.
It can be either be like one video in a month, it's gonna be okay. It can be 100 videos in 3 months. It's also gonna be okay, but the spoiler, next 90 days, you want to keep the publishing schedule. So plan not just for 3 months, plan for the next year what you can keep up.
All right, that's really good advice. I love that. So figure out what your cadence is, figure out what you can commit to. Just a practical question for you work with clients all the time that create content. So if you say to somebody, create 100 videos, you said make 10 to 15 videos. Would you tell them to do them in like half a day and make all of them, or do literally one a day? What do you recommend is most time effective and least frustrating part for somebody to do that? So they have a list of questions. I'm going to answer why does somebody need a content strategy? How does a content strategy get implemented? Like if I was going to do a YouTube channel about content strategy. So if I have a list of these questions, do I do them all in one day? Do you recommend doing one a day? Like, I'm just asking a practical question. How do you get people to actually do them? What do you tell people to do?
Just to enlighten a little bit, video production, it is a process. So cut out it to the pieces. First of all, pre-production. Convert each question into the short script.
Okay.
It's, let's say, day 1, your Monday. You can sit and type all the 15 questions into the like several sentences scripts, and you are done for the Monday. No more. Day 3, day 2, whatever, you are staying in front of the camera and just recording. And you can record like 10, 15 short videos well prepared with a ready script.
Okay.
If you don't know what to say on the camera, you don't have script, it's poorly texted, it's poorly created, now you have a problem, you are sweating, and you are over-investing your time, like, oh, I don't like the take, oh, I don't like the word, etc., etc., etc. So in terms you have well-prepared pre-production stage, you are good to go on the production stage and wrap up it like in a couple hours. And when you are done just recording the raw footage, you are done for today. Good to go. Day 4, day 5, list my liked stage editing. Personally, I don't like editing. Too much time, too much details. Still, you need it. And again, the spoiler, if you are prepared your scripts well on the first day, it is least to edit.
Okay. All right. That makes sense.
So when you're done editing,
yeah,
the post-production, you now can schedule your videos because it's also part of the job and it's going to take you time to schedule everything, to optimize it. The title, the metadata, the description, all this stuff is also like invisible part, but it takes time from you as a creator or for someone who is working for you. And you can finish it on the day 5, day 6, and in, let's say, 15 videos, you are packed for the next 2 weeks for daily publishing.
All right. That's really good. And that's kind of the cadence I was in. And I totally second what you just said about the post-production part, the scheduling part. That was the hard, that's where I got stuck. I would upload the videos and then I would be like, okay, now they're uploaded. Now I need to tag them, like get all the description and all that stuff and then schedule them. So yeah, that's another whole part to YouTube that, people forget about. So I have a practical question. When I was doing 100 videos and I was doing shorts, I would do a video and I would stop the video. So I would have 100 separate videos. I just want to know from you, when you work with somebody, do you tell them to just record 15 videos in like 20 minutes and then cut them? Or do you recommend stop and start the video, do one, stop and start the next video and do one? So you have separate videos and they're already cut. I want to know what your preference is as somebody who's doing this all the time.
In terms of after editing all of this material, it's better to cut it to the separate files, like one video file. Why? It's harder to work with the big master file to cut it. And if something gone wrong, you lost all of your footage.
Okay.
In these terms, it's better to rename each file on each question. And remember, when you're optimizing your video, the title and the description of your shorts also contains the search query. So somebody in the internet after the publishing gonna type it, search, and land specifically on your video because you named it right.
Okay. All right. That leads us to the perfect next question that I have. So we're going to build something, right? We're not just posting. We're going to build something that's going to perform. So thumbnail, title, topic, or I guess video file. If you could get one or two right, which one is the most important? Thumbnail, title, topic, description of the file.
I'm a bit fatalistic here. Like the topic, we already have all the topics on our planet covered and existing. The point is the angle, like how you pack and present this topic. Like we have, I don't know, like bazillions hours about the World War II, and content is still publishing. They're still producing new content, or the elections, or the Roman Empire. Huge amount of the content, and it's not gonna stop it because every new creator adding something personal, something new. So topics excluded from this formula. The main idea is about first stop, it is a thumbnail. When anybody opens YouTube, either it's even a recommendation feed on the right side of the screen, you're still seeing recommended thumbnails and your eyes catching the picture, the image. This is the first stopper, and your mind is like thinking, should we stop specifically on that image or on the next one or on the next one? So make it visible, make it clear, make it promising.
Promising.
Second step.
I love that word. Make it promising. Like you're going to deliver something. That's a good one. I've never heard somebody say that. That's good because I do that. Who doesn't do that? We go to YouTube. We're looking for something. I go on there a couple times a week looking for client stuff. And then I stop somewhere else that I didn't intend to go because they promised me something that I want to watch because they know me. They know what I've been searching for before. I love that. All right. I'm going to use that. Oh, I love that. All right. So sorry, I interrupted you. That was so good. It
was practical confirmation that, yeah, you are hooked. You are hooked on some specific video.
Yep.
And then the second stage, when you are still like in doubt, like you catch the nice picture, then you are going to the title.
Okay.
And the title is supposed to be complementary, hooking you. Like, hey, here's the topic from the image, but here's some new angle, some deep into the topic, offer it to you. Click and find out. It's like an offer to you.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the third part of the magic pill. First 30 seconds. If somebody after the click starting like, hello, my name is XYZ, today we're gonna, you're lost. You are just clicking off and going to some another video. You need the promising bait on the thumbnail and title, and immediate over delivering in the first seconds, and an argument to keep watching, because YouTube values not just the views, but the retention, the duration of the session, either on videos, but overall on the platform. If your videos keeping viewers in the YouTube on the platform, you are good to go to be promoted by the algorithms. Well done.
All right. That's really good. We've got a comment here. I'm just going to bring it up. On LinkedIn, somebody's watching, and well done, Andrii. Didn't know you were here. He's live right now. This is awesome. This is good stuff. I love this. So very, very practical. And I love what you said about the thumbnail, the promise, and then the description. The title has to hook you in even further. So that's really good. So you talked about metadata before. Can you, I think this is something that, like, I don't know, I should Google, what does it mean, YouTube metadata? But can you explain that a little bit to us? What is that and why is it so important for what we do? And it's probably one of those steps that a lot of us don't even think about or know about. Can you explain?
Sure, happy to share. So several things you need to know. First, everyone is like praying to the tags. Like the right tags gonna put me on the first page of the search results. No, it's not. Tags at the metadata, their weight like a 5%.
Oh,
Don't invest too much time there. It's like obsolete feature from the old versions of YouTube, which is still existed, but it's not as important as it is. So, second, your title, your description, and your audio sequence, like what you are literally talking about in your video. YouTube is smart enough to analyze it and to pick up the keywords about your topic and about what you are talking specifically about. Is there any search queries? Is there any names, any intellectual properties, company names, geographical points? Whenever somebody searching for it, or asking ChatGPT or other AIs about it, your video can be pulled and presented in the search results as a trusted source for the answers. So this returns us, you need to fill your title right, your description right, and please do this, add the timestamps to your video. Because YouTube is smart enough not just to land you on a specific video, he can land you on a specific chapter of the video, or let's say on the 17th minute, answering specifically your question.
So that's for longer videos. Do shorts have timestamps?
No, about the shorts, it's only title, description, and audio sequence.
Okay, all right. So, but if you have a longer video, you need to add the timestamps. Is that something that you do in YouTube, or do you do that before while you're editing? This is a practical question for you.
You are doing it after you uploaded the video file to the YouTube, and you're now optimizing your video inside the YouTube studio.
Okay. All right. That's really practical. And that's awesome. We've got somebody watching and listening to us. I think this is so important. So, okay. So let's talk about the tools that we use. We're past 30 minutes, but this is really good information. So AI tools that you use for your workflow, for scripting, for editing, for uploading, for optimizing the video, what are some tools that you use, Andrii, that we could learn about?
Okay, I'm not gonna pay for the recommendations, but brands I'm open to and aware. Like, let's talk after. First of all, for stealing good ideas, for stealing outliers, for stealing good performing videos. Both extensions to the browser by vidIQ and 1 of 10.
Okay.
Brilliant. Just go to their websites, go to the Google market of the extensions, find by search vidIQ 1 of 10, install it, use it, be happy.
Okay.
Then, about the pre-production, the scripting, where to get 100 questions for your first 100 videos. There is a service named alsoasked.com. You can type there by almost any language and select the country. So, for example, if I'm interested, how to change tire for Tesla, specifically in the United States. I'm hitting search and I'm getting all the questions related to this question. So this is my ideas for all my pack of the videos. It's easier for me to find out, and it's easier to me to understand which angle and to whom I should speak and about what, because it's gonna not be only about the tires. It's also gonna be about like the air conditioner or windshields or whatever, talking about the Tesla. Also as well, recently I found out Claude as an AI with the specific skills and the specific prompts. You can and you should use not just like, hey, ChatGPT, help me create a script. Provide a role, like act as a script writer with a 15 years of experience, writing specifically for YouTube videos, scripts for the videos which are hitting 100K organically. And in these terms, you are modeling which results you want to get out. Then provide him the task, like write me a script about blah, 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 Tesla changing tire, etc., specifically, let's say for Vermont, for US in 2026. And the end, how you want to result be presented as a PDF, as a Google Doc, as images, probably. You can use all of this and get not 100% ready script, but at least something with what you can work already. So half of the job is done for you. You are still the gatekeeper. You are still having the whole responsibility. This is just a tool. It's not your extra brain. About the titles. Go and steal titles. There are several good influencers on LinkedIn who publish in time to time the good performing thumbnails from the top influencers and creators. And they're like, hey, this week wrap up, check it out, thumbnail number 1, number 2, number 3, and you can inspire yourself and create your own taste for working thumbnails.
Okay.
Spoiler, your thumbnail, just last moment, your thumbnail not supposed to be perfect in terms of graphical design.
Okay.
It's supposed to be clicked. It can be ugly, it can be harsh, unpolished, bad, not compositioned right. Until it's getting clicked, it's working.
Okay. I have a follow-up question to that. Should you worry more about your thumbnails looking right on your channel, or should you worry about what it looks like in the feed? Because, when you're a brand, you want things to look branded and you want them to look right. And so I've gotten feedback or pushback before from clients where like, oh, that thumbnail doesn't sound or look like us enough, but it would be modeled on something that was inspired by what I saw. Now it would have the right colors. Should I, from video to video, should they be recognizable, or is that something you do later once your brand starts really taking off? So my question is really, can you change the thumbnail each time you upload a video, like from a different look?
You can. Even more, you should. Right now, YouTube is providing A/B testing for both, for title and for the thumbnail, to get the winner of the clicks and viewership. But answering your question on a deeper level, I don't like branded thumbnails. Like there is a mandatory request from brands and put our logo somewhere in a corner.
Right.
Guys, honestly, nobody cares about your logo. Nobody. We as humans responding either to topic or to the face.
Okay.
I don't care who created or sponsored or the year your company was established. It's secondary. If it's important to you to mention it in a 3 words or in a description.
Okay.
But don't make it the core pillar of your content. I clicked on your video not because of that.
All right. So then the follow-up question is, so say you just said a human, a video, a picture of me, for example, on there. Is it important that I have 5 different pictures of me, or can I put the same picture of me on every single thumbnail, making the thumbnail look different, but it's the same picture of me? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? We're getting
right
into
answer,
already, but I want to know.
Yeah, let's go inside into details. The right answer is gonna be like, it's gonna be as you're gonna set it. For example, Joe Rogan, not thinking about his thumbnail at all. It's just a rough picture cut out from his podcast.
Okay.
End of the story. No polishing, no shades, no color corrections, just a rough cut, like good enough. But he repeats it over 10 years for today. So it became his style. Right. This is his key feature he's recognizable for. If I start to copy him, nobody gonna know me. It's some boat guy, like what he's talking about. Skip, next video. Sorry, next one. In these terms, it's better to have your own face on your thumbnails and channel, but it's better specifically for women because they're changing their hairstyle and outfit often, to have a relevant photo for each specific episode.
Okay.
If you are now with this hairstyle and with this clothes and you're in this clothes inside this video, please take a picture before or after recording. Okay. With a good light, with a good quality, with several emotions. Calm, smiling, hateful. It's gonna be used for the A/B test.
Oh, that's really good. So each time you create a video, take pictures of yourself. What did you say? Calm, smiling, and
hateful.
Hateful.
We are responding to emotions as a human beings.
That's another golden tip, guys. If you're listening to this or you're watching this, because I've always wondered how they do that, but do it while you are creating these videos or right before or right after. So you look exactly the same on the thumbnail as you do once they get in the video. That's so smart. That's so smart. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Go ahead. One
more important mechanic. Right now, when I'm putting my mouse on the thumbnail on YouTube, it starts to autoplay immediately. So when you are as a host looking the same from the thumbnail to the video, it's like a smooth, seamless transition. And I see that I'm not fooled as a viewer because it is the same person inside. But if I put myself like 25 years me on the thumbnail and right now I'm 35 in the video, it's a little bit like misleading for the viewer, and he's like, who's this person inside? Something wrong.
No, that's a really good point. So I have like a gazillion more questions, but we don't have time for that. But I've got one last question. Somebody is watching, somebody's listening right now. They have a team of 2 or 3 people they want to start. What should they do today? They listen to this, whether they listen to this as a podcast on a Saturday, they're taking a walk, they're on a bike ride, they're on a Peloton, somebody's in the car, they're driving, and they're like, oh my God, this was so good. I want to restart YouTube, or I want to start YouTube. What is the one thing to take today? What should they do today to move forward?
It's easy. First of all, DM me for the consultation. It's going to be free for 20 minutes for you. But the more important, the second one, and even more important, sit and write down your niche. You're not supposed to shoot for everyone on that planet. No, please don't shoot for 8 billion people. You don't have the connections with such wide audience. pick something so small that you know them precisely. For example, you can explain, let's say, Vermont neighbors about their local pain points. What is the problem here in the community? And you, by your content, can either show these problems or even show and try to solve them because you are deep inside. It's part of your identity. Whoever is listening to me, think of your social roles. You're a father, a son, an employee, a brother, whoever. Write it down and think, I can share and provide value to the very same people who is living and care about the same as I am because I know exactly what to do. And go record your first 15 videos about it.
Awesome. Well, Andrii, you mentioned tools. You mentioned that people could DM you for a 20-minute free strategy session. So you're going to give me all the links. I'm going to put them in the show notes. Guys, this was really, really, really good practical advice. I hope you made it all the way to the end. I'm glad we had a couple of live people here. And if you're listening to this as a podcast, make sure you read the show notes so you can get all this great information from Andrii. Andrii, thank you so much for being with us today. This was really incredible. And I'm sure I'll have follow-up questions for you. But I'm certainly inspired today to go back and look at my YouTube channel through that lens that you just gave me. And I think it will probably help me figure out what I need to do next, because I have a lot of videos on there. Actually, let's end with this question. I have 800 videos on my channel. Obviously, I haven't hit that niche because I think they're too wide. Should I delete some of those videos or should I restart a new channel? Just a question. I'm not going to take, that's a lot of question. A loaded question, I guess, at the end. But what do you usually recommend?
Usually I recommend, allow me take a look on your YouTube studio in terms of last 3 months. We need to see the audience and activity on your channel.
Okay.
To understand who is your audience now. Is it relevant to continue your present channel? And after the change in the topic, change in the packaging, is your new content is going to be still relevant for these people? If yes, at least at some probability, like 50-50, it's better to continue with your present channel because you have already some trust, some subscribers, and you have a small community around you. Mm-hmm. But if your channel was lost and obsolete for last 3 years, people still subscribe to you. In 3 years, it's a totally different person for now. Okay. In this case, it's better to start a brand new channel.
All right. Fair. I think that is great. So I need to go look at that. And that's a great answer. So thank you so much, Andrii. Thank you so much for all of you who stayed with us to the end, who watched, who listened. Appreciate it. This was a great conversation about YouTube. YouTube is so important in your content strategy. I'll be back next week with another episode of Strategy Talks. And Andrii, once again, thank you so much and see you later. Bye, everybody.